All right, so let's go look at this hook hype right here we got going on. Of course, it's going to the hook hype, these two tracks here. Let's go down to the hook hype track. It's already ready to go.
Do what I do. Know that.
So let's go ahead and do that. I got a compressor up first. I usually use this compressor first for my initial compression. As you can see, it's got a high ratio because this is a stress overdub. Now, I'm not going to go into the mixing aspect, but I'm using a high ratio basically and a very fast attack. And a fast attack, here's a little tip. If you want to push a vocal to the back of a mix, the transient, the first initial portion of a word, of a lyric, all right? If you want a vocal to come through, you'd use a faster attack to allow some of the first transient material to come through. If you want to push a vocal to the back of a mix or to the back of some surrounding vocals, use a very fast attack, as which I'm doing here, and that's going to push, it's going to make it sound, and it's basically going to compress, not instantly, but pretty much instantaneously, and it's going to basically crush a lot of the transients and make it sound further back in the mix with respect to whatever you're trying to mix to. I'm using a really high ratio to really crunch down on it because of what I'm doing with it. I go over all that in the tutorial DVD. And so we got that. Let's go look at the compression on that.
Do what I do. Know that it's true. Do this motherfucker when I see you, it's through.
So, very small amount of gain reduction,
what I do.
About a decibel. I mean, I'm just touching it. Again, like I said, this is not a clean compressor. I've analyzed it, and it does add some harmonics. So, here we go. Up next is my favorite CLA 76. Follow up some of that.
Do what I do. Know that it's true. Do this motherfucker.
Again, this time I'm using a really fast attack and a fast release, but not too fast. I want to maintain some of the compression on the tail. Okay, so there's that. At an 8-to-1, you notice I'm using a higher ratio. All right, this is going to basically make it appear more apparent, but not too much apparent. It's going to make it, instead of fighting with the main vocals up top up here, the actual real ones, which are the CLR, all right?
The way I do what I do.
Instead of fighting with dynamics with that one, I squish the dynamics on this so that it will fit in there and you'll still be able to hear it even though it's low in volume and it's panned out to the sides. Cover more of the mixing stuff. Again, I keep mentioning the DVD because I don't want to go too in depth because I go all day on that kind of stuff and you guys don't have all day. All right, so let's continue. We have the de-esser again.
Do what I do. Know that it's true.
I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, folks. Here we are in hook hype. I do not have a de-esser on that, as you can see. So there is no de-esser on the hook hype. It goes straight to an EQ. There's my EQ for that. All right. And then it goes to my Stanton channel, which is on all of my buses. There you go. Got a little bit of a high pass and a little bit of a low pass. What this does is basically I'm using this function of the low pass to basically cut off some of the high end to push it back a little bit. When it comes to frequencies and frequency mixing, if you want to push something to the back of a mix, you can roll off the top end, basically get rid of some of the high frequencies, which you're going to see here shortly on the main bus of the whole track. Basically, it's kind of like this. If you're close to me, I hear you perfectly. If you're further away from me, your sound, your molecules that are pushing other molecules to have the sound come to my ear, a lot of the higher frequency over a distance, the higher frequency is being basically attenuated. It's being filtered, so you're going to hear less of the higher frequency sound when it gets to your ear. So someone far away doesn't have the high end, so to speak. So you can mimic that with an EQ and make it sound further away by rolling off the top end. There's another tip. All right, so continuing on, and I believe I've already shown you this. Oh, no, I have not. Right here, we're using the back reverb, as I've already said. So there you are, settings for the back reverb. This reverb, as you can see, has a high frequency roll-off. I'm not really going to go over the settings, but my DVD tutorial goes over what all this kind of stuff means. Okay. So there you go. I got that back reverb. Let's go ahead and turn up some reverb on that. and remember, the back reverb is only on this hook hype slash stress. I don't want it to be too toward the front. I just wanted to add an element to it. Basically, some extra sound to give it some hype.
The way I do what I do, you haters know that it's true. I'm coming through this motherfucker, when I see you, it's through.
All right, add some thickness, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want the little thickness to be too evident, and I mixed that in just to where I need it, okay? So there we go. We got the whole hook pretty much how I got it set in here. Again, like I said, I do all my panning through the tracks. 85, you've already seen that. And then those tracks are going to my CLR and hook hype buses with the reverb. All right, so what I could do is I could chop this video, and if this video ends up getting chopped up and put into different parts, it's because maybe the file size was too large or something like that, but I'm gonna try and keep it all in the one. If you need to go somewhere, because I go on forever and ever, just pause it, remember the time that you pause the video, and then you can come back to the video. Also, man, if you could just, dude, it helps me out. It's going to help me be able to spread this information to other people. And I'm guessing the way YouTube works is if you like my video, the more likes I get, I guess, I'm supposed to be more on top of the list. So I'm not begging you to like my video, but I mean, if you think that other people should be able to have this information, go ahead and like the video because it can reach a more broad range of people. I'm not trying to get famous off this. I'm not going to be famous. I got a life. I got military to do. I got college right now. I got a wife and a daughter. I got stuff happening. I'm not trying to be famous, all right? Plus, I don't know if you already knew this, but I already am famous, man. I'm just so famous. Sometimes when I'm walking down the street, people are just coming up to me with like pens and papers and different types of writing utensils, and they're asking me for autographs. So it's kind of hard already as it is. So if I was to become even more famous, man, I don't even know what I would do with myself. Okay, anyway, so let's move on to the, that's a little bit of randomness. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I have ADHD. I haven't really been diagnosed, but I did a self-diagnostic because I'm a scientist. I don't know if you guys knew that either, but I am a scientist and a doctor. So here we go. I'm being sarcastic. I'm not really a scientist. Okay, I'm a scientist, but I'm not a doctor. Okay? So, going on.
Stop.
Let's go over the verse.
I'm a stalker, yeah, you's a goner, my aim.
I'm not going to go over the auto-tune portion because we've already talked about the auto-tune stuff. I am using auto-tune, okay?
I'm a stalker, yeah, you's a goner. My aim already on you before you came around that corner. Yeah, you want revenge from me, but you won't succeed. You think you got what it takes, but you're the one that's falling down.
Alright, so basically what I'm saying here is I'm a stalker. Basically, I'm stalking you because I'm a creepy kind of guy. No. In the game, I'm stalking.
I'm a stalker, yeah, you's a goner.
Yeah, you's a goner. My aim already on you. So my aim's already on you inside the Black Ops 2 game, basically. I'm already ADSing or aiming down sight as I come around a corner. So my aim is already up, which is a pretty smart thing to do if ever you play the game, as you come around corners. And
before you came around that corner.
And what happens is when you kill people, sometimes they go on a revenge rage and they want to, usually you're like, oh man, I got to go kill that guy, that motherfucking dude, he killed me, I'm going to go find that son of a bitch, he's probably camping in the same spot, he's there, I'm going to go kill that bastard. And I don't camp, I'm a rusher, by the way. So this motherfucker, I'm going to go kill him, so I want revenge. I want revenge off this bastard.
Yeah, you want revenge from me.
So you want revenge from me, but you're not going to succeed, all right?
But you won't succeed.
You think you got what it takes, but you're the one that's falling down. So you think you can take me, but you probably can't, so you're the one that's going to die. All right? Hey, what do you know? I'm even giving you an interpretation of the lyrics.
But you won't succeed, you think.
All right, so let's see. What else do we got going on under here? Oh, my God. What is this?
I'm a stalker, yeah, you's a goner. My aim already on you before you came around that corner. Revenge from me won't succeed. No, you messing with a real truth.
What the hell is that? Well, it is my fake chorus. I'm actually going to show you how to do it. Now, this is a big secret I was going to keep. All right? I'm going to show you how to get. So if you're actually watching this video for this long, you're in for a treat. I'm going to show you how to get that effect. All right, and there's many other ways. I'm going to show you how I did it and the plugin that I use that is super awesome to get that effect, to get this effect you're going to hear right now. Basically, singing in the background like a choir.
I'm a stalker, yeah, you's a goner. My aim already on you before you came around that corner. Yeah, you want revenge from me, but you won't succeed. You think you got what it takes, but you're the one that's falling down.
No, you messing with a real truth. What you think this is, bitch? I will shoot, yeah.
Oh my God, what is this? What was that? What? Anyway, okay, so let's check it out. What do we got going on here, folks? What is the Magic Magician Dozer doing? I am, for the bridge, as you can see, it says lead, lead, and this one's going to sing harmony, sing harmony. Oh, but what's going on here? If you notice, I do have a plugin, Auto-Tune EFX, Auto-Tune EFX. They are panned 23% to the left, 23% to the right. This one's even more, all right, because it's a little bit of a harmony in the background. It's actually not a harmony because it's all in unison, but I just named it harmony. But 60% to the left, 60% to the right for those, so that they're going to envelope, they're going to surround the sound of this actual part here. Now, again, you're hearing this in mono, not in stereo. So if you want to hear the track, I probably should have done this a long time ago, but boom, go to that link right there, and you will be able to go listen to the actual full song. You can even download it if you want to. Downloading it doesn't do anything for me, all right? So it's not like it's going to make me famous, like I've said before, but it's if you want to go listen to it and check it out and say, hey, I know what the fuck this guy did for this song. I know what he did there. Hey, I know what he did there. Boom, I know shit, you know? So, okay, let's go check it out. Sing. This is going to the lead. This is going to the lead. This is going to sing. So let's go to the lead verse first. I mean, the lead area first. We have these going to the lead too. We'll get to those. So my lead bus. What do we got going on with the lead bus? Let's do this here. Here we go. These vocals are basically, if you can imagine, going out, going to my lead bus, which is right here, and I am treating them with...
I'm a stalker, yeah,
Man.
you's a goner. My aim already on you before you came around that corner. Yeah, you won't
Now this is the lead bus, so you're not going to see much compression here because I also have my lead verse going there, which is up here.
down.
Oh, okay, you can't hear it right now. But there will be compression sooner or later, and you will see it. But right now there's not much because it's adding something, but you just can't hear it, okay? It's not going to be able to hear it here. I got this.
Revenge from me, but you won't succeed. You think you got what it takes, but you're the one that's falling down.
All right, 4:1 ratio right there. Boom. You got to see that. I'm also treating with a de-esser.
Revenge from me, but you won't succeed.
A lot of de-essing going on there. Well, it succeeds and all that kind of stuff, right? Boom. Stanton Channel coming up. Bad boy right there. Go check him out. Highly, highly recommend this plugin. All right. I'm not doing any. I am doing a little bit of a high pass. No low pass going on there. And this is your decibels per octave roll off on your actually how steep the filter is. Another story. And then we have some EQ. Now, the EQ, once again, is not typical. It's only in this instance, okay? That is the EQ I'm using. Finally up, on the lead bus, is my front reverb, once again, with a varying amount. I can vary the amount, and it's also going to be more of a present reverb. There is no high frequency roll-off up there, as you can see. To push it to the back is basically a front reverb, and it's got a lot of the low end cut off. Okay, I'm not going to go into all the parameters of that plug-in. So there we go. There you see what I got going on for the lead. Now the sing, the awesome singing part. Oh, sound like an angel. All right, got the auto-tune. As I've said before, I recorded through auto-tune, and since I recorded through it, what I heard was...
Stalker, goner.
There's a lot of other stuff going on there, so, but I'm not going to mute it, but.
Stalker, he won't succeed. No, you messing with a real truth. What you think this is, bitch, I will shoot.
That's without any auto-tune. So again, I was singing through auto-tune, so it's a little off key. If I wanted to sing it on key, I could sing it on key, okay? I am a professional famous singer. I don't know if you knew that yet, but it's true. Better Google me, bitches. All right, so let's go check out the Sing Harmony track and find out the mythical way that I am creating this awesome sound of a choir. Let's jump right to it. Oh, here it is. Boom. You could use this setting and you would be set to go. However, it does lower the apparent loudness, so you're going to have to increase the volume on that track. Let's hear it without it, shall we?
We won't succeed. No, you messing with a real true. What you think this is, bitch, I will shoot.
All right, so that is an awesome little plug-in there, thanks to Antera's people. All right, so wow, what the hell is going on here? Ah, you see, now this is just a perfect example of why you don't really want to copy EQ settings, all right, from someone else. You might hear people say, oh, use this EQ, it's fucking awesome, 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 and you're supposed to sound like magnificent with it, but it's not going to happen, okay? It might. It could work, all right? A lot of the stuff you're seeing from my lead. However, in this instance, for my bus here, which is, what is it? Sing Harmony. Let's go check out the EQ once again. Here it is. Here's the EQ. Wacky EQ going on here, right? Let's hear it without the EQ. Actually, let's hear it how you're supposed to hear it. With the instrumental, okay? Now I'm using this EQ, basically I'm getting rid of a lot of the vocals and just keeping it nice and bright. And the reason why is because it's got to be in the background. It can't be coming, and this is mixing stuff, and I have a whole DVD that talks about all of this, man. It just, oh my God. It's like, you better hope you have a lot of time set aside because it's 28 hours, all right? And it might take a couple days to watch the whole thing. But you have these vocals here, right? Well, I don't want to trample them. I want it to sound like I'm in the background, like I'm in the background singing. You know what I mean? Like I got this choir and it's singing along with my voice. All right, so that's what we got going on there. All right, so I got a little bit off track here. Had to go do some stuff. And there's EQ, as I've said.
Won't succeed, you think you got what it takes, but you're the...
Here's the compression. Oh, very little bit of compression there. All right, we have some compression here. Very, very, probably basically no compression at all because it's pretty much pushed to the back. De-essing. Hard de-essing on those. I have the Stanton channel once again, and I'm using the high pass filter section. Pushing it pretty hard, as you can see with the gain. Again, the choir there, and of course I'm probably using the back reverb with a very small amount of reverb because the actual plugin, the Avox choir plugin, all right, that adds a lot of a reverb room sound because of all of the different 16 voices it's adding, all right. So, there's that. So let's move on, shall we? Let's move to the first verse, shall we? Here it is. So, let's undo all this. And as you can see, I got a lead, this vocal here. Let me slide over so you can basically see it better. Here is my lead verse, and it's got two lead parts. I'm basically saying one and then the other. Here's a little tip, all right? All right, so as you can see, what's going on here? I don't have them both down the center. I have one pan 23% to the left and one 23% to the right. This is going to add some width to the lead vocals. There's many ways of doing this. I know all kinds of tricks for this. This is the one I'm using. it will allow that when this song is summed, here's the tip, when this song gets summed to mono, all right, that means that if, I don't know why it would get summed to mono, but let's just say if it does, you won't hear the actual lead vocals because those would be usually centered. They won't be as loud compared to everything else that's panned to the left and right, all right? There's a little bit of that, but also because they're panned to the left and right, as you can see. So they'll sound in level with the rest of the vocals, such as the hook and stuff like that. Now, that's not the main reason why I did it. There's just a little added idea, I guess, you could have. Now, I did it for some width and to add some space and to give the hi-hat and the snare inside the song, I believe, and the kick drum some room so my vocals aren't sitting over that, all right? So I'm mixing around some of the instrumentation, all right? So then we have my stresses, and that's where I come in and add emphasis. I call them stress. I don't think anyone else in the industry does. I made that shit up. That's mine. Okay. Well, anyway, just kidding. I did make it up, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe someone else calls it that. I'm not sure. Who cares? Who cares?
No, you.
First, let's hear it. Those, of course, are going to my lead bus, and then these are going to my stress bus. All right, because I want to treat the stress differently, usually with a higher compression ratio, faster attack, slower release, all right, and a different kind of EQ, of course. And my main vocals up here, all right, those are going to be treated with a little bit different too, all right, of course, because they're different. So let's go ahead and hear those with the instrumental. Oops, here.
Oh no, you messing with a real troop.
No, you messing with a real troop. I basically said that. Why I didn't like chop up the vocals. You can actually do repeats on your own. Like, no, you messing with. You know, you can do it on your own. So that's what I did.
Oh no, you.
The repeat is actually, let's hear if the repeat's in the main verse.
Oh no, you mess.
So
Oh no, you.
I'm doing it there, but I'm also doing it here. For stress. So I'm adding more stress to the second one. So the first one doesn't have much stress, but the second one does. So let's hear that.
Oh no, you.
So the second one, here's my first no right here. No.
No.
Then the second one, I say no again for my repeat, but I'm adding stress to it to make it sound like I'm saying it separately, kind of.
No, you
messing with a real troop because I am a real soldier, United States Army Infantry, 11 Bravo.
No, you messing with a real troop.
I could have added, now I don't really like this bark. I could have added more volume and more layers, but I didn't. I could have made it sound totally like vicious. Right now it sounds kind of like a chihuahua. No.
What you think this is, bitch? I will shoot.
And there sounds right there, it sounds like a volume issue. I should probably add more compression.
What you think this is?
What you think this is? That what you think this is kind of low to me.
What you think this is, bitch? I will shoot.
What you think this is, bitch? I will shoot.
Shoot. Anybody step into me with this here weapon.
So anybody step into me with this here weapon that I have in my hand inside the game, okay?
Step into me with this here weapon.
And then I go back into a singing type portion, which we're going to get to now. So let's go. I can't even remember if I went over the leads. No, I haven't. So let's go down to the lead bus. We've already seen the lead bus. The lead bus has basically all this stuff that we've already seen. It's got this EQ here. I think we've seen it. I'm not sure. So if we haven't, I'll just go over it.
Step into me with this here weapon.
There's my compressor. Second compressor here.
What you think this is, bitch? I will shoot.
A lot of compression, buddy. Look at that crunchiness compression.
Real truth.
A lot of compression here. Dude, I am compressing the hell out of this, okay? Because it was very dynamic. I'm like going, okay? You know what I'm saying? So I had to compress it. Usually in a real studio, and I did not use compression on the way in a real studio. I sometimes use compression on the way in. I did not use compression on the way in this instance. So you would not see drastic compression inside this plugin because I would have already compressed with like a 2:1 or a 1.5:1 ratio on the way in. So I would need less compression inside the box. When you're doing all this stuff inside your program, it's called in the box. We're in a box, people. All right, so you're seeing a lot of compression here.
Real true. What you think this is, bitch? I will shoot.
A lot of de-essing going on there. Stanton channel, boom, there it is, and the EQ.
Real true. What you think this is, bitch?
And the reverb is the front reverb. We've already seen that. So that's what's going on with the lead bus. Then I have the stress one. We have not looked at the stress, so let's go check out that stress, baby. 50 left, 50 right. Going to my stress bus, as you can see, and Cubase is called a group. Boom, there it is. Front reverb. Got that C1.
Real true.
A lot of compression. Oh man, I'm just compressing the fuck out of it, right? So the settings I'm using are different for the stress. I'm using a higher bit of a rate. No, I'm using the first one's a little bit of a same ratio. It's got a slow attack. For a fast release. Here I got a really fast attack, high ratio. All right, pushing that stuff to the back. We have that. Okay, and we have my EQ here. A little bit different EQ from the main lead. Let's compare them, shall we? Let's bring up the lead EQ. So there's the lead EQ, right? And here's the... So the lead EQ is right here. And this is the stress EQ. They are not the same, as you can see. This one has a little bit of more of the warmth in there to add some thickness, because that's what I'm trying to do with the actual... And the stress always gets the... Wait, let's move it. The stress gets the... Oh, wow, I'm adding some front reverb. What do you know? I added some front reverb on the stress. So there's the stress. All right, moving forward, we have the other portion of the sing, and that is, as you can see, sing left, sing right. They are going out to my lead group / bus / auxiliary, whatever. And we've already looked at that when we were looking up here at this lead verse, so we don't really need to go see what's on there. And we've already looked at the sing harmonies, buses, and where they're going, but as you can see, the panning is, of course, 60% to the left and 60% for the right for the singing portion. Let's go ahead and hear that. So, with this here weapon, so what do we got going on here? I'll just tell you what I'm saying. Teach them lessons, Smith & Wesson. When I let this hammer fall, talking about the hammer on the gun. When I let this hammer fall, it's an automatic holocaust. Because a lot of people are going to die inside the game, okay? Not in real life. All my magazines be tall, so all my magazines, I'm using extended clips, extended mags sometimes when I'm playing the game for larger magazine capacity. So run out of bullets, hell no. And then I go, MSMC is a gun inside the game. If you don't know about the game, it's a gun. And I'm basically running wild with it like a madman that I am. Yeah, I got that rapid fire. I don't use rapid fire on that gun. That's just totally stupid. I mean, you're not stupid if you do. But basically, I just thought it rhymed, so I throw it in there. And this isn't like super complex rhyme schemes, dope dog, you know, it's not. It's real simple end rhymes. Sure, MSMC running wild and fire, they're not perfect end rhymes, but fly and I, those are pretty much lame end rhymes. Which will lead me to a quick, I'm going to throw this in there. A lot of people, you know, it's cool to have complex rhyme schemes. But see, we're thinking from an artist standpoint. And from an artist standpoint, we're always thinking, and it kind of hurts us because I can no longer like listen to music unless it's a really good song and enjoy it. I'm always analyzing it and seeing how things are mixed. Oh, look at that snare, look at this, you know. Or if it's a rap song, oh, those are lame-ass rhymes, you know, or something like that. Oh my God, that's weak. They just threw this song together to, you know, make a song extra for a filler for the album. So, but that's us. That's us as artists and as mixing engineers and stuff like that, you know, as rappers or, you know, people that write lyrics or complex rhyme schemes. And some people will follow that. Like, you know, I'm not going to say any names of famous artists. You know who they are. But they use complex rhyme schemes. Okay, Eminem, fucking Wheezy, he does, and some other people. But, you know, they use complex rhyme schemes, and that's their following, and their people know about it. But a lot of people do not think about that. They just want a dope-ass beat with some cool-ass lyrics, a story that they can relate to. So here I'm just using not a complex rhyme scheme. It's real simple stuff. However, if you don't know anything about the game and you were to hear this, you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So to you, it might be like, wow, well, what's this guy talking about? I've never heard this kind of shit before. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of going off track here. I just thought I'd throw that in there. These are my opinions, no one else's. So right here we have the singing part. As you can see, I'm like, Sis Vita, you know, I'm like not really saying it. I'm saying it fast, so it's all, a lot of singing or whatever is vowels. You could sing pretty much with vowels and get rid of your consonants, whatever you want to call them. So that's why I'm basically hitting the vowels to have the choir in the background singing. And then right here, I didn't add one to the right. I don't know why, but I just didn't. That's without auto-tune. Okay, so there you go. So there's, and again, we got this going to that sing heart. We got to go into the, what is that? The sing harmony bus, which we've already looked at, which has the Avox choir creating that sound of a choir. As you notice it, oh damn, you can't because this is mono. What I'm hearing is, without it, you can really hear that one that's panned to the left, because this is panned 60% to the left. However, when I turn this on, since all this is getting sent to a stereo bus, this is a mono track being sent to a stereo group / bus. So this effect is stereo. So it's adding stereo sound. I'm hearing it off to the left and the right. All right. It's enveloping the sound. Why I didn't add the other one, I don't know. I probably should have, but I didn't. So there you go. There's that portion.